got a video on YouTube today. We talked about, you know, a little bit of the recent conversations involving, like, you know, people deserve certain aspects and things on the internet. And today we're going to start today's stream off as talking about some more stuff, you know, because I feel like it's been a little bit of a enjoyment in some of these conversations for me personally. I want to talk about some other stuff as well, because, you know, any other people can learn from my experiences. So what we're going to talk about today when it comes to, you know, like I said, having these conversations about content creation, things like that. I don't want to talk about, like, focus on not dying. We are playing on hardcore, so we will be losing our health a lot quicker than normal. What's about some org related stuff? The streaming orgs are, you know, a constant thing. Everyone in some way, capacity is either involved in an org and actually be part of an org or would join an org and things of that nature. Hit the one button. I want to talk about, like, org experience. What's my experience with being in orgs? You might have noticed that when it comes to, like, my social media, I don't, like, have the org name on my social media anymore. So yeah, so I want to talk about that. I want to talk about orgs and my experience with orgs. Orgs, the Taken King. You might have noticed that I don't have anything in my titles anymore about orgs, on social media about orgs and things like that. Because the org that I was in is pretty much dead, or life support, whichever you want to, you know, use for it. Do you want to talk about, like, my experience with that org? Because maybe my experience will help those who also considers, like, joining orgs. Personally, I don't see, like, any downsides to, you know, established orgs. So, like, if you're someone who's, like, an actual established creator, you know, if in G2 gives you a call, you take that call. You know, OTK comes calling, you take that call. Like, those established orgs who you can rely on. Not Mirage. Mirage doesn't pay their players. If you know, you know. But there's like the other little small streaming orgs, and when you're a small channel, you kind of, like, you know, you grab at any potential to have any kind of growth or any potential of networking. And joining a any, like, small, you know, not established stream org is a chance to kind of have, like, the easy gateway into networking. So it's like, it's an easy freaking thing to, like, oh, this person wants me to join their streaming org, I'll do it. Usually small streaming orgs tend to fail because having an org in general is tough. You know, even when I, like, those orgs I just mentioned, those more established, like Moist Critical's esport and 100 Thieves, all those esports, like, they're all monetarily operating at a loss essentially, because there's not a lot of money to be made, because esports as a whole is at a infancy. It's still growing. Like, FaZe is, you know, their stock is like trash. So if those orgs are struggling, like, with monetary situations, then that basically means that small orgs have no money to, like, operate. So you basically just, you know, operate on, you know, the idea that it's just free networking. Everyone who's in it agrees to some form of free networking. So that's basically what a small streaming org would be. There's nothing for you to really gain in it other than just a small bit of intro networking. My experience with stream orgs is kind of like a two sides of the same coin, heads and tails situation, where it's like there's a lot of positives, but there's also, like, some negatives. I never really talked about negatives before. You know, I've always been very positive about stream orgs, things like that. Never really mentioned any negatives. So anyways, so I do want to talk about, like, some of the negatives of, like, you know, what I went through in stream orgs, because I do think it's important for you to understand. There's all, like I said, there's also, like, a lot of good there. A lot of good people for the most part. You know, I don't want it to seem like it's an all bad thing, but the general behind the scenes is what's bad. It's not the, you know, the visuals that was bad, behind the scenes thing. I want to play on a hard difficulty setting. That was in an org, and this org was kind of like pretty much not great, or basically like anything that you would want for an org in an overall sense, behind the scenes at least. But like, I guess the proper term to use, they didn't do right by me. Let's go with that. Anytime there's a potential for me to like get anything out of it, I didn't get it. And it was weird because like, you asked anybody who was like involved, I was like the biggest cheerleader for the org. There was no one who was like more positive about it than me. Like, any chance I got, all I'll talk about the org. Every single time. That's all I'll talk about. Org this, org that, the org. Just the biggest cheerleader. But at the same time, with me being the biggest cheerleader, that didn't really like turn into anything other than essentially being overlooked and like outcast. It's kind of like how I felt the entire freaking time. Like I was just an outcast in it. Like, other than, you know, the friends of the streams who we had, like, you know, Blue, Raccoon, Andrew, Sanity. Org life for me was honestly kind of like, you know, lonely. You know, other than people who I just named, almost no one could be in my streams. Like, they might come by like once a week, Blue Moon, Ramsey. I think he's ever been my stream before. There's this other guy, Phantom. I think he might come stream. I was playing Siege like once. But generally, you know, the ones who I named before, Blue, Raccoon, Sanity, Andrew, are like the only ones who like will be frequent. So like, if you're in the org, you kind of like will wish more than just that will be a thing. Like, you want to think like the higher ups will rarely be a thing. That's what kind of like I was an outcast. It's like there rarely wasn't like anyone around. Like, people in the org weren't like regulars of the stream. And when you're in an org, the thought process being networking, you would think to yourself like, hey, wouldn't, you know, they be regulars in your stream if the whole thought process is that you're here for the networking? Oh my god. Yeah, so I felt like an outcast for the majority of the time. And it wasn't even like just that. Outside of like, again, Saturday, I almost never like really associated with anyone in the org, like outside of like streaming. So like, never people would play games together. Never invited to play games. I played like a game of Apex with like Sass once, not intentionally. I was playing with Sanity and she joined in. Never played a game of Apex with like Common or freaking King. I think I did a half a raid with Unsaid and King once, and that was pretty much it. Played needless against since then. It's like, it's a rare thing. And when it would happen, it would just be with Sanity, who would come to the stream and be like, hey, you play Apex? Or, hey, you want Back to Blood? Yeah. Or hey, he would on Discord, like, hey, you want to play this? Like, he would always try to like, you know, get games together. It was just him who would try that though. No one else tried it. Yeah, and eventually other people started leaving. People who were like, you know, freaking like Raccoon and Blue ended up leaving. Because, you know, for them it was kind of the same thing where it's like, you know, the networking kind of just is non-existent. No one's really like trying to actually associate with each other. You know, it was kind of just messy. Then we had a yeah, that's a little bit of, we got like a little partnership. Very nice. Get off the wall. So this partnership, the Org had a partnership with this PC company named like PMG, PGM, I don't know what's fucking called. And part of that partnership was the thought process that, you know, people in the org would be getting like free PCs. Personally, I didn't really care about getting free shit. It's not why I joined. It was for the networking. That's why you join the fucking org. But we're all pretty much like assured that we're going to like get one of these, and, you know, as long as you like promote the freaking, you know, the company and things like that. I was promoting about it, you know, talking about like how excited I am to be finally. At that time I didn't have PC yet. Well, now that's when I didn't have a PC. So like we're going through that whole process, and you know, there always like an excuse for like why I wasn't supposed to get one. Like, oh, we're trying to get you one, but this happened. Trying to get you one, but this happened. Trying to get one, but this happened. Like, there's always like a constant, you know, something happening. I didn't kill that guy. That will. Like, there's always some kind of excuse for, like, for why it wasn't happening. And then like all the like stream managers was getting them. I was stream manager, didn't get one. But again, 20,000 excuses. And then Blue left, and you know she sent her PC back because you know if you didn't have it for a certain amount of time, then if you left at work, you had to give your PC back. But she gave the PC back up at work, and she requested that you know, they give her PC to me. That was her one request when she left. That PC that she gave back to give to me. I know this because it's what she told me. They didn't. They gave it to somebody else. Not even in the org. When I was told by the owner, the org, that he was thinking about giving it to me as well. He wanted to give like the final say to somebody else in the org who was like responsible for was like, and the decision that was made was to give it to somebody who wasn't in the org at all. It was like a friend of that person. Heading for extraction point like, now. Again, you know, I get ignored. You know, and that kind of like, again, I didn't really care about PC itself as in general because again, it's not why I was there. But it was like one of the things where it was like, man, like, you know, like, can someone in this freaking org like look out for your boy to some degree? To some degree, they just push. But now, so you know, Perkin, you know, look like an outcast. I was a little upset about it because you know, getting overlooked is never like something that makes you feel good. But I kept putting up a pretty face because that's my mentality. My mentality is always to like try to be positive in every situation that I'm involved in. You know, as funked as it sounded, you know, talk to like Raccoon, blow by Wolf, like yeah, his head is pretty funked. I was like, yeah, it's what it is. You know, stayed pretty loyal, stayed the cheerleader. Alright, so then, you know, fast forward a little bit more, the work continues to struggle, lose partnership, PC company. A lot of stuff happens, yada yada yada. There's like a little bit of an org restructure. And doing that org restructure, like everyone's like roles is changed. I didn't know roles were changed until I came to Discord one day and I saw what the roles were. No one said anything about the roles being changed. I didn't. So like I said before, I was a stream manager. So I came to the Discord one day and wasn't a stream manager anymore. So I never got told I got demoted. I was just demoted. And I found out just via looking at Discord. I'm like, oh, I guess I don't have that role anymore. I feel like these assholes are gonna keep coming. Yeah, so like that's my org experience. My org experience is generally the feeling of like just being a constant outcast, and
Commander, we've got our best
I wouldn't recommend it anymore. When it comes to like small orgs, so if you can be in G2 or freaking Fnatic, go. But like when it comes to small stream orgs, wouldn't recommend it.
They'll just close up shop.
Agreed. We'll keep sending strikes against the facility. Good work, Commander.
Don't get me wrong, I do appreciate people who I've met. Like I said, I met some great people like Andrew and Sanity, Raccoon, and Blue. You know, Blue and Raccoon, even after they left, stayed, you know, buddies and friends and in contact with each other the entire time. Same thing comes like Andrew and Sanity. There's like that's basically the only people who I couldn't name is people who like always stayed in contact or always, you know, trying to like be a part of my streams or be a friend or try to get games together, things like that. You know, people who wouldn't give like 1,000 excuses for why they couldn't, you know, be a part of streams and shit. Because I'll get that a lot. I'll get excuses like, oh, the reason why I haven't been around is because I've been, you know, dealing with this, and this. Then like you see them in another person's freaking stream, it's like, but me and this person are live at the exact same time, and I see you in their chat. It's like, so you just feed me bullshit. Yeah, and one of the times when that came to head was like with Back 4 Blood. Before Back 4 Blood came out, you could only do those on the closed beta. You can only get part of the closed beta by watching someone's freaking stream and getting it as a drop. So I already had the freaking beta key, and so I did a stream. And then people who were part of the org who I haven't seen in stream in months are now in stream to like get the Back 4 Blood beta code from the drops. It's like, oh, you're busy. Oh, you're busy during these hours. But again, it's just people who just feed you bullshit. Like in the end, what I got out of it, what I appreciated out of it was Blue Raccoon, like more than anything else. I appreciate beating them more than anything. Like I said, put it on Twitter that Raccoon and Blue to me are like the best people I've met on the internet. Maybe the content creator. But I definitely appreciate that. I don't remember. That's where you get what's the name at. They're great people. They're great people, and they've always been like, oh, always been, just, you know, check in on me and talk. So even to this day, we talk constantly. I never felt outcast by them.
I found something.
I always felt like I was a part of their, because those two are like, so Raccoon a couple days ago, we were having a conversation. It's like, to me, they're like sisters. So like when you get people who are such good friends with each other, to where they seem like they're, you know, damn near sisters, related, or brothers, whichever. It's hard to like, you know, get into like that circle. Like you're the outsider. But they definitely freaking treat me as you know, much of a friend as they could. They're great people, amazing people, very supportive, good friends. And it always goes to that, like I have a saying, you know, that you don't lose people who are temporary. So like whenever I lose contact with anybody, I don't get like, I don't have any reaction to it, because it's like they were temporary. If people who don't want to be in your life get themselves out, they didn't want to be in like to begin with, so they're temporary. Because at the end of the day, when it comes to like who's present in your life, period, or this content creation, friendships, relationships, whichever, they made that choice. Everyone makes their choice. If I choose to like not be present somewhere, I'm making that choice. No one's making me make that choice. And the same thing on the other side. Everyone makes their choice. And that does go back to what Barbie was saying before, her talking on stream. You know, like, you know, people make time. Yeah, it's true. People do make time. If you want to be somewhere, you make time. Outside of that, you just get a bunch of excuses. And my mindset for would always be, it is what it is. Because you should never have to, like, you know, grovel or beg for people to support you or give you attention, you know, because you do want that attention, or, you know, have your back. That's kind of like what it came down to, like why I felt bad, you know, a little bit when it came to like the, you know, when Blue gave her PC back and recommended that they give it to me and they didn't. And I just feel like no one had my back other than her. I go, all right, no one here has my back other than this one person who just left. But yeah, back on topic. Not everything is what it seems in content creation. And at some point you do kind of like have to, like, you know, get that mindset that, you know, for the most part, people looking out for themselves. At the end of the day, you're just another person. Kind of like when I stopped association with somebody else, like, there was someone who, you know, the reason why you got into that the work begin with was just one individual. And like, me and her had a falling out mostly because there wasn't like a real fallout. I kind of feel like she lied about something that she shouldn't have lied about. Maybe it wasn't, you know, it could just be miscommunication. But generally,
Confirmed.
I stopped associating with her because we were friends for like a very long time. But she started to get like a little bit of a big head. She started to get a big head because she was starting to get more and more viewers, you know, on a basis. It was like a lot. Like she was starting to like average like 15 viewers, and like what she had before, which was like 3. So she started getting like a bigger head with that success. And the friendship started to seem less like a friendship and more like
Faster than light jumps.
I was a number of her chats. I was like, instead of being like, it was more being like being viewed as a viewer instead of being like viewed as a friend. So I was like, I'm not gonna sit here and be someone who's been like a buddy for a while and now being looked at as just a everyday viewer. Especially when I did want to be here to begin with because her stream's pretty bad.